In today's video, we are going to share which online bank is better, Novo or Mercury. Now, there are many different online banking options out there, but these are just two of the popular ones. And in this video, we're going to share what an online bank is, why you might need one, and what are the pros and cons of both Novo and Mercury. And we'll also have links to both of these banks down below in the description. Just note that we do get a small referral fee at no additional cost to you if you use our links. This really helps us keep creating free content like this for you, so thank you so much in advance. Now, before we go into an overview of both platforms, let's briefly discuss what online banking is. Online banking is also known as internet banking. And for the most part, you're doing everything you can do at a brick and mortar financial institution online. And oftentimes, because of the lower overhead of not having a brick and mortar store, online banks can offer better interest rates on your accounts. So Novo brands themselves for small business banking and business banking for startups and personal banking. So both Novo and Mercury are going to provide banking solutions, but with a different and unique niche. And both Novo and Mercury cater to small and medium-sized businesses. Okay, let's start with Novo and go over an overview and review of some of the features. Novo is a business banking platform that was created to serve freelancers, entrepreneurs, and small businesses. With Novo, you can open a business checking account in minutes, and you can do this securely and easily with no minimum balance required. As a comprehensive fintech solution, Novo goes beyond the scope of regular banking and offers detailed financial insights. They also have integration with popular business softwares and faster money movement. Novo really is the fintech solution to online banking, and they're changing the game. And with Novo, it's really easy to set up an account. We'll show you that a little bit later on in the video. But basically, you just file an online form and you're all good to go. On the other hand, Mercury's service is slightly more detailed, and they're going to ask you more questions to tailor the service towards your needs. In terms of usability, Novo's interface is clean and intuitive. It's really a great platform for those who value simplicity. Mercury, on the other hand, is a more complex platform that allows for greater financial insights. Let's talk more specifically about some of the features of Novo. One of the main features of Novo is their business checking account. It's designed with all the features needed for freelancers and small business owners. It allows for insightful details on financial record. It actually allows free invoicing, and Novo also offers discounts for many business tools. These are things for payment, marketing, payroll, and much more. Novo Reserve is also a neat feature, which allows you to put savings and budgeting goals on automatic mode. This basically allows you to choose the percentage that you want to set aside, and Novo will do the rest for you. Another feature is called Novo Boost, which allows you to access Stripe payments up to 2 days early at no additional cost. And another neat feature is called Novo Funding, and this allows for access up to $75,000 through a merchant cash advance. Let's talk about some of the fees for Novo. There are no monthly fees, there's no minimum deposit, there's no required minimum balance to avoid fees, there's no overdraft fee if your account doesn't have sufficient funds, and all ATM fees are refunded to your account at the end of the month. So basically, there's no fees to use Novo. Let's talk about customer service. You can do customer service within the app or on email. And the website also has really good services if you don't want to reach out to customer service and you want to check there first. And even if you do, the customer service team is accessible and super responsive. Let's talk about some of the integrations that Novo offers. They have extensive business software integrations, and it's all easy to access from the Novo dashboard. Some of these easy access products that you already probably use are QuickBooks, Stripe, Etsy, Square, and eBay. So before we get into talking about Mercury here, we just wanted to show you a little bit of the Novo platform and how to set up your account. So go ahead and click on that link down below in the description and join me here, and we can go through the process together. Once you've clicked on the link down below, it should bring you to the Novo and Startup Wise landing page here. If you scroll down a little bit past Get Started, you could see some of the account features. Easy transfers, apply in minutes, no hidden fees, FDIC insurance, and online banking. Some of the things we already talked about. Here are some of the tools that you can connect to Novo, like we said, Stripe, Shopify, eBay, Etsy, WooCommerce, and Amazon, and plenty more. And to get started, you basically just do 3 simple steps, which is telling them personal information about you, then you tell them some business information, and then you get your Novo account. And like we said earlier, some of the perks of using Novo are you get access and discounts to some of these platforms here, like Gusto, Stripe, LegalZoom, and Keeper. Now let's go back to the top here and click Get Started to create our account. So the first thing it asks us for is our business email. Let's go ahead and do that and put in our password as well. Once you've done that, go ahead and click Get Started. Now it's just going to send you a verification to your email. Just go ahead and check that and type in the code here. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and select your business type, whether you're an LLC, a sole proprietorship, or a corporation. Go ahead and click Next. Now go ahead and enter your legal name here. Once you've done that, go ahead and click Next. Then go ahead and enter your phone number here. Next, it's going to ask you to verify your phone, so go ahead and do that now. Next, it's going to ask for your personal address. Go ahead and enter that here. Go ahead and enter your birthday next, and also enter your social security number here. Then if your business address is different than your personal address, go ahead and enter your business address here. Next, it'll ask you for your website or social media, and also your EIN number if you have one. That's your employer identification number, and if you have an LLC, you should have an EIN number. Next, it's going to ask you a little bit about the industry, so you can go ahead and start typing and put in in a business description for your company. Then you can go ahead and enter the number of employees, including yourself. And then you can also enter the purpose of your business account here too. Once you're finished with that, go ahead and click next. Next, it's going to ask you to estimate your monthly cash flow. And the reason is they just want to understand your business a little bit better. Next, they want to know how you do your incoming and outgoing transfers currently. And then you'll have to click the button if you do business outside of the US. Once you're finished with that, go ahead and click next. Next, it's going to ask you to upload an ID or passport for your identification. And once you've uploaded that, you should see the green button here that looks good, and you can go ahead and click next. Next, you can choose to order a Novo debit card. If you don't want to do that, you can just check the box off here. And once you're finished with that, you can click next. And lastly here, before you submit, they just want you to review the information that you entered. So let's just go ahead and make sure everything looks good here. And once we're finished with that, we can go ahead and click continue. Lastly is the final review and apply. Go ahead and click that you've read their agreement. And lastly, you need to click this button if you have been notified by the IRS that you are subject to backup withholding. And once you finish with that, just go ahead and click apply, and that will start the process of setting up your Novo account. And once you press apply, you can see that your application has been submitted, and you can go to continue setup here. Next, you can set up a deposit if you like, or you can just wait till everything is finished and your account is fully ready to go instead of being just under review. You can also set up your Stripe account here. You can do this later as well. And then you can create a reserve where you can manage your budget, and you can just do this later too. Now that we've talked about everything you need to know for Novo, let's go over Mercury. Mercury offers business checking services aimed at startups. It also provides some neat services geared towards startups. And these are access to an investor network and venture debt, as well as credit cards. The one thing about Mercury is that they're not available for sole proprietorships and trusts. As you can see, Mercury's niche is really tech startups. Let's go over some of the features of their account. They have a free business bank account. Mercury Vault actually extends FDIC insurance to $5 million, and that actually lets you invest in Mercury's Treasury Vanguard Money Market Fund. You can apply for venture debt if your business raised venture capital in the last year, and there is an 18-month loan interest-only payment period. What's neat about Mercury is they also have investor databases. They have an active list of pre-seed and seed investors available to you. And Mercury's Raise program actually allows you to pitch your company to investors, which is a really neat feature. Let's go over some of the fees associated with Mercury accounts. The business checking account has no minimum deposits, no monthly fees, no overdraft fees, and no ATM fees. You do have to pay operator fees at the ATMs. In terms of customer service, you can contact them through email or on your account, and the only drawback is they're only available from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays. Let's talk about some of the integrations that Mercury offers. They have easy access to some of the products that you already use, very similar to Novo. And some of these are Stripe, Shopify, and PayPal. That's everything you really need to know about Mercury. But before we get into our recommendation, let's just briefly go over the platform and show you exactly how to set up an account. Once you've clicked on that link down below, it should bring you to this page here, and you can see we have a startup landing page on Mercury's website. So let's go ahead and enter our email here. Let's go ahead and walk through the sign up process here, which should take you about 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and enter our name, and we want to enter our work email here. And next we can go ahead and choose a password. Once you're finished with that, go ahead and click start application. Go ahead and type in your company name here, and then go ahead and click next. Next, it'll ask you if your company is registered with any of the following. They just want to make sure that there's no conflict of interest here, so go ahead and choose none of the above if that applies to you. Next, let's go ahead and put in our company information here. You'll need your phone number, your EIN number, as well as your website, and then you can put in the company type and industry. And then you're going to want to put in your company description, and you can also disclose major investors if you like. Next, go ahead and enter your company address here. Next, it's going to ask you where you do most of your work. Whether this is your office or your residential address, this is just going to make sure that everything is verified. Once you're finished with that, go ahead and click next. Now you have to upload your company documents and your EIN document. So let's go ahead and do that now. Once you finish with that, go ahead and click next. Next, you have to answer whether you're going to be receiving money internationally. I'll just go ahead and choose no for that, but you can go ahead and choose what's right for you. Now it'll ask us about ownership details. Basically, anybody that owns at least 25% stake in the company will need to be disclosed here. Once you're finished with this section, go ahead and click continue. You'll need to disclose the citizenship status of the company owners and their social security number as well. Next is your birth date, so go ahead and put that in here. And then you'll have to put in your home address as well. And next you have to verify your identity, and they're going to do that with either your license or your passport. And lastly, the final section here is follow-up questions. They just want to know a little bit more about your business and who your target customers or clients are. And also they ask a question here about how you receive payments too. And then at the bottom here, you'll see the sections that you haven't completed that you might have to go back and finish up. You'll have to make sure that you have all the sections filled out and verified. But once you're finished with that, you can just go ahead and click review your application. And once you click review your application, they'll have you review, and once everything is all good, you can go ahead and click submit. Now that we've showed you both platforms and how to set up an account with both, let's talk about which platform is better. Let's start with why you would want to choose Novo. Novo is a simple all-in-one platform that really has all you need as a business owner. You have unlimited customized invoices, ATM fee refunds, faster Stripe funds, and their accounts are available for all types of business. They also have very detailed expense insights. This allows for better business planning and just allows you to have a better idea of what's going on in all different areas of your business. Now let's talk about why you would choose Mercury. On Mercury, you can have multiple users on one account and grant specific access to them. Mercury's accounts are also FDIC insured up to $5 million, which is a great feature. They also have a lot of really great startup features such as access to investors, access to venture debt. They have that Mercury Raise feature that we talked about, and they also have an investor database where you can pitch your company. So which bank is better? Well, you're going to have to consider your priorities and which best aligns with the business type that you're in. So if you're a freelancer or an entrepreneur or you own a small business, then Novo is likely going to be the better answer for you. But if you're in the startup space and you want access to all the investors and neat features that Mercury has to offer, then they're going to be the right choice for you. Personally, for me and probably most of the people watching this video, Novo is going to be the better option for you. They allow for every type of business where Mercury doesn't allow for sole proprietorships and trusts. And likely if you're just starting out and you haven't created your LLC yet, you're a sole proprietorship. So Novo really is going to be the best option here. That is all we have for you today for our review of Novo versus Mercury. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, please leave us a like and subscribe down below. We're going to leave both of the banks that we talked about today in the description. And lastly, this channel is dedicated to providing business owners and entrepreneurs like yourself with free videos and tutorials like this one. Thank you so much for watching. We wish you the best on your entrepreneurship journey, and we will see you in the next video.